Peace and blessings, beautiful people.
Peace and blessings.
This is Empress Imani
And Empress Alisa.
and welcome to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons. This episode of Sacred Love Lessons is sponsored by sacredloveshop.com. sacredloveshop.com, where you can find tools for your spiritual and personal development. So this episode is all about money. Money talks.
Money reveals exactly who you are.
And we're going to discuss that today. We were watching this video earlier. It's not a new video. We'll put a link down below this episode where you can take a look at it for yourself. But the video was on America's Funniest Videos like years ago. And it was about this guy. It was his birthday, and his wife and his best friends had given him a lottery ticket. And it was a lottery prank gone wrong.
Yeah, so we're using the air quotes with lottery ticket. It was a fake ticket, but it showed that he had won $2 million, and he didn't know it was a fake ticket. So he got really excited, overexcited, to the point where he made a whole lot of bad calls in that moment.
Okay, and so what we call this, to all of you people in the tarot world, we call this tower moments. And he created these tower moments for himself. Now, the first thing that he did was his friends and his wife, they were saying, yay, when you win, man, you'll take us to Denny's, you'll take us to eat or whatever. And he was like, yeah, hold on. So he gets on the phone and he makes this phone call. They don't know who he's calling.
They thought he was calling his parents.
Yeah, they were like encouraging, call your parents and tell them you won. He thought at this point, you guys, because he had already scratched the ticket, he thought he had won $2 million. So he was just overwhelmed with excitement in that moment.
Yeah, and in that moment, the very first call he made was to his boss.
Yes.
To his boss.
And he cussed this man out. Y'all, he didn't curse him. He
cussed him out.
He cussed this man out
and told
from
him
the
to do
rooter to
all
the tutor. Yeah. From the rooter to the tutor, he cussed him out. At this point, you guys, his friends, his wife, they're trying to rein him in. They're telling him like, whoa, man, hold on. They're trying to tell him. But he goes off and he just lights into all of them.
Yeah, the next person in line was his wife.
Yes.
He was like, yeah, I blank and hate you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why I ever married you.
Your parents forced me,
I pinch you at night, and it's divorce city. He just went all the way with his wife. So that's the tower moment in which he destroyed his marriage.
Yeah, and then he said that her parents, he didn't want to marry her, that her parents had pressured him into marrying her, and that he hated her cooking, he hated her laugh,
he hated
everything about her. So at this point, the wife is now beginning to break down. She was like, those marks on my back, that was you? He was like, yes. He had been pinching her while she was asleep, and she was waking up with bruises on her back. Then at this point, the best friend he's trying to get him off the wife, right? But he goes in on the best friend.
Yeah, he now it's the best friend's turn. He looks at the best friend. He says, you know what happens on one of the days of the week?
Tuesday at
3:30. He says your girlfriend Sarah does something to him in the car sexually. And so he blows up once again the friendship, another tower moment. Now he doesn't have a friend because his friend is gone and he's breaking up their relationship.
Yeah. So at this point, the guy who's filming, Kyle, he's trying to tell him, look, dude, this ticket is a fake. So now they break the news to him and they're telling him that it's a fake, everything is a fake, and
like, read the ticket. He does, and when he realizes it's a fake, he realized he's destroyed all the good that was in his life.
Yeah, he destroyed his job. He destroyed his wife, his relationship, his marriage, the relationship with his wife. He destroyed the relationship with his best friend and their relationship.
The relationship he had with Sarah.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And then he destroyed the relationship with Kyle, because I'm pretty sure after all of this, after seeing this, there was no way that Kyle was going to remain friends.
Kyle was the one filming. So.
Yes. So today we just want to just go into this story a little bit. And it's like what Empress Alisa said about how money reveals exactly who you are. And we want to talk about money as it relates to love and intimate relationships. And it really just don't have to be intimate, because we saw in this example, Cal was not only dealing on an intimate level, but on a friendship level as well. So these principles can apply to both. So the first thing is, when Cal had no money, then Cal was living a lie.
Yeah, everything about Cal's life, what he presented not Kyle. Everything about Doug, the guy with the ticket, about his life was fake.
Yes,
it was a facade. It had an outer appearance of love and caring and great relationships, but on the inside, everything was fake.
He hated all
of the people. He disliked his friend, obviously, to be messing with his girl. So it was not any love really that was inside of him. It was all a facade. It was all fake. And when he got that money, all of that facade came crumbling down in a tower moment. Right. And the real Doug was revealed.
Right. The mask that he had been wearing, he took off the mask that he had been wearing, and he revealed his true self to them, and what he really thought, how he really felt about them was revealed in that moment.
Yes.
So one thing that you want to look for in relationships, whether it's intimate or friendship, is how does the person behave when they have no money? Yes. And then how does the person behave when they come into money? Mm-hmm. Because if there's a drastic change like we see here with Doug, then you know that person had been wearing a mask the whole time in your relationship.
Yeah, because a person's core values don't change because money comes into the picture. It reveals more of the loving person that you are. If you do have money, you become more giving, more loving, more compassionate. But if you're not that person on the inside, what the money will reveal is all of that ugly darkness that you've been hiding
behind the mask. Yeah, money magnifies what's already there.
Absolutely.
So another thing to look for is, how is the person with you when you have no money, right? Like when you're in a valley and maybe you have no money in that moment, how do they treat you? And then how is the person with you when you're on a high, right? When you have lots of money, when you're in a season of abundance, when you're reaping all of the harvest, the abundant harvest, the seeds that you've sown, when all of that begins to come in and you're in your harvest season, is that person now around trying to come into your life, trying to hit you up on email, call you, trying to hit you up on social media, but when they thought you didn't have no money, they was ghosts. You didn't see them, you didn't hear from them, you know. But now you on up. What Mike Jones say? When what he say?
I can't remember the exact.
He said something
lyrics.
about, now I'm hot, y'all all on me, but before you didn't want me. You know.
And you know, when a person reveals themselves, when I'm in a moment that I don't have the best of everything going for me in that moment, and I may be somewhat lower than I would be, and they reveal themselves to not be caring, not be loving, not being compassionate in that time, they don't have that opportunity to come back. They do not have that opportunity to come back and say, hey, I see you up now, you want to hang out, you want to do this. Now you want to be
my friend. Yeah, there is no comeback.
There's no comeback for
reconciliation or whatever you want to call it.
Because you've revealed yourself to me.
Yeah.
And once you've revealed yourself, I feel like that's who you are. Grown people, that's who you are.
Right. And then another thing too is what I noticed, and this has been my experience as I was coming through. because it takes time to get to your harvest. It takes time to come into a season of abundance. You hear a lot of people say overnight success, and we're going to put that in air quotes, overnight success, right? Because there's no such thing as overnight success. And I remember Kevin Hart, he was telling his story and how a lot of people, when he blew up and everything, how a lot of people was kind of hating on him a little bit. And I remember seeing this interview where he said, a lot of people think I'm an overnight success, but I've made a lot of crappy movies. I've done a lot of low budget, and I've seen some of them old crappy low budget movies. Like when he first started, he was like, I did a lot of stand up in hole in the wall type clubs, and that went on for like more than 15 years before he even came into the Kevin Hart that we see today. Yeah. And it's not just him, but all of these successful people that we've seen come through, where they're now in their season of abundance and they've reaped their harvest, it just doesn't happen overnight.
No, that's across the board. If you're successful, it's not an overnight success. You put in the work. You grind.
It takes years.
You've done what it takes to get to that plateau, to get to that point where you experiencing the success and able to relish in all of the benefits and the gifts of your hard work.
Right,
it's
the harvest.
That's the harvest. It's not an overnight thing.
Right,
ever.
right.
It might be that you're just now seeing it, but the work has been being done
behind the scenes, right? And it's been my experience, like when I first came through, and just even recently coming through, honing my skills, working on myself in the background, going through the transformation to where people didn't believe in me. People would not help me. Now, there were a lot of earth angels, guardian angels along the way that did. Strangers that I did not know, that when I asked for help, they helped me. But then there were a lot of people that I expected to help me. People that I thought loved me. Family. Some of those people were family. Some of those people were people that I thought were friends. Or colleagues, associates that I thought they had my best interest at heart. And I remember coming through, and when it was time for them to stand for me, to ride for me, those people did not come through. And some of them, it was only when I was on top that they tried to come through and say, oh, okay, hey. No, it's like, no, hey, no, hey. No hey, no comeback from that. If you were not in the trenches with me as I was doing the work, you cannot sit at my table and eat with me when it's harvest time. Now, some other celebrities that I remember who had that similar experience was Oprah, Shaquille O'Neal, where they had, parents. It was parental abandonment. And then once they blew up, then the absent parent tried to come back into their life when they were on top, when they were in their harvest season. And they were like, nah, I'm going to pass on that, Another person we saw that with was DMX. That happened to him. But there's people where it happened like just across the board, everyday people.
Yeah, that happens every day in everyday life. You'll find that a parent who abandoned a child will notice that child now has graduated college and has this great career going on, and then they go to the child and expect something because they feel like they're owed, because they've sown their seeds somehow, that now they're owed something from this child. And so
they really haven't sown anything. No. Just because you've given birth to me, I don't owe you anything.
Yeah, exactly. They think that, and you're not owed anything.
Right.
What you're owed in life from anyone else, you could write on a blank piece of paper with invisible ink. Yes. Because it's nothing.
Right. And my thing is, if you haven't sown into a person's life, if you haven't been there when they was down, if you didn't, show love, if you didn't encourage, if you didn't do the work, even if you're just holding sacred space for someone, if you didn't even do that, you cannot expect, well, you can expect, but it won't happen. You can't eat at my table. Let me just put that for the record. Okay. I, Imani, and Kofa hereby declare you cannot eat at my table. Don't call. Don't come around. You're not welcome. you know. And so it was like what we saw in this video when the guy didn't have anything. And you could clearly tell just looking in the video that these people were not well off. And when he didn't have anything, then he came into what he thought was $2 million. He then just, pissed on the people that had been there for him.
Yeah. Well, he revealed that he'd already been pissing on them the entire time. Yes. They just didn't know.
They didn't know it. They became aware that he had been just taking a dump, you know.
And so he was fake the entire time.
He was a fake person. We call that a false person. And so the things that you want to look for is you want to look at the person's mood, look at the person's behavior as it relates to money, surrounding money. How are they when they don't have it? How are they when they get it? Then you want to look at when you don't have it and when you do have it. Is the person around and helping and supportive and loving when you don't have it, or are they just around when you do have it? These are some things, because money is a serious issue in any relationship, whether it be intimate, friendship, family. Because if we go out, let's just say we're friends, and we go out, I call you, say, hey girl, come on, you want to go do something? You like, yeah. Then I get here and the check come and you don't have no money. You know,
saying put some of your wings on a napkin.
I was just thinking about that. Oh my God. Okay. Let's just pause right here. Let me give a shout out, to all of the twin flames, divine counterparts, however you recognize yourself, soulmates out there. The 1111 portal, and this is a sidebar, the 1111 portal is coming up this week. We just want to shout you guys out, whether you're in union or you're waiting to come into union. Happy 1111, and we'll come back and do an episode just for that. But I was just thinking that. Okay, so I just had a twin flame divine counterpart moment. Okay, but I was thinking that. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then all of a sudden you find yourself paying all the time. They don't have no money, but they want to ride. They want to go.
The thing is, they will invite you out. I was invited out. That's where we coming up with it. I was invited out. Hey, let's go get some wings. Let's do this. We get there. I order. This other person, my friend, air quotes.
Yeah, quote.
My friend didn't order anything. I get my wings. She's like, put a couple wings on a napkin for me. So I'm like, what
kind of F is that?
Me being a nice person, I did, but in my mind, I'm like, I'm never going out with her again.
Or how about when you got invited to the party, but they only wanted you to come because they knew you was gonna bring the premium drinks?
Oh, yeah.
They just wanted you to come through.
I declined. Same person. I declined.
We got rid of her, y'all. She gone, okay? And if you hear this, girl, you gone. Don't call. Don't reach out. You gone, okay?
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to end this episode there. We hope you guys have enjoyed it. We hope you've gotten some value from it. Don't forget to go over to sacredloveshop.com for all of your spiritual and personal development tools. And until we speak again,
be the light.
Be the light.